With the inspiration and initiative of our Continental Director, Dr. Chung Shik-young, Reverend Chain Masaaki, Hoondok champion from Japan, visited the Philippines last April 10, 2011, and spoke to brothers and sisters about the importance of establishing Hoondok tradition in every family. Since then, a national Jongsun condition starting from the Philippine top leaders was organized by our national leader, Reverend Rolando C. Baswil Jr. Reverend Baswil united with Dr. Young's direction and led the Philippine church members to create a Hoondok revolution. By the end of 2011, 1,200 brothers and sisters, both first and second generation members, have already finished reading the exposition of the Divine Principle 1-hour lecture manual 100 times. Most of these members have now moved to read the 3-hour and 10-hour EDP. Before he passed on to the spirit world last July 1, 2011, Reverend Baswil was able to read the 1-hour EDP version 100 times and the 3-hour version 61 times. Some VIPs and ambassadors for peace have also participated in this Jongsun condition. The couple of General and Mrs. Alfredo S. Caiton Jr. from the Armed Forces of the Philippines have finished reading the 1-hour EDP 100 times. Other VIPs of other affiliate organizations of our movement are also starting their reading condition.
EDP reading is just like praying. EDP reading makes me more and more exposed to the truth. It strengthens my belief in God and true parents. When I read the EDP handbook, I feel that this removes negative thoughts, negative feelings, negative vibrations around me. EDP reading is like doing an indemnity condition. It takes a lot of effort and determination. I'm still in the process of completing my 3 hours reading, but I'm really determined to complete reading this 100 times.
Many have experienced the deep love of God, His hand in suffering, as well as the great power of the Holy Spirit as they do this reading condition. Brothers and sisters have testified that they have been healed from their sickness and they were able to love Hoondok more, that it becomes totally a habit for them in a way of life. Some people testify that they can really feel their own ancestors reading with them.
It's not only about reading, but it's also about understanding about the principle. Some spirits that I feel that guided me so that I can finish this EDP. And really, I can feel the presence of God and true parents.
I had dreamed this dream when I was grade 1. I found a girl that looked exactly like me. She told me she wanted to kill me. Then I had this dream again when I was one day before I finished my 1 hour. When I was running away from her, I was holding my 1-hour EDP, and I remembered that it was my spiritual protection. I started to read, and she slowly faded away. She shouted she would get me. And then I heard a voice from above that said, "I will protect you." And I'm guessing that's God. 1 hour or 3 hours or 10 hours, all the words of true parents and God are only what we need for protection.
I used to read books that is not so related with the church, but because I see many of the second gen also starts to read, so I was motivated to read as well. And after I finished 100 times reading, I realized that even though we want to achieve something, nothing can be achieved by doing easy things. We should go through hardships, that nothing is accomplished by cheating, because this thing is you have to record, so even heaven knows what we are doing. It also motivates other second gen to read. So far, some of them also receive many spiritual revelations. So I am happy because us second gen were really given a blessing that not all could receive, that we are very happy that we always tend to forget how great is our worthiness to our family. Even as second gen, we tend to become ignorant of the spirit world. If you are really willing to receive help from God, then you must spend time.
Now, the nation of the Philippines is even more fired up in spreading the Hoon virus. Members are even using this as a witnessing tool for new members as well as inactive members to go back once again to the fold of the church. All over the nation, Trinities have been formed to guide everyone to join in reading the divine principle.
In the middle of reading, I realized that it will help me to become more attuned in God's providence.
Your father really did his best for giving out Father's words to everyone.
I learned in reading EDP is the history of our ancestors.
I also learned that many people is suffering because of the fall. I will always follow true parents and I will always read EDP.
I learned in EDP that Adam and Eve didn't obey what God said.
We must love enemies and do not fight.
We need to love God and true parents.
I learned the things that how true father show his hard work, his determination in fulfilling God's will.
That moment, I just realized that the more I will read the divine principle, the EDP, the more I could really level up the spirit of my ancestors. Through reading EDP, I have the opportunity to liberate them. It helped them to understand also the divine principle. So that's why if I'm reading, I'm also giving lecture to them.
Through reading the divine principle, I became more aligned to God and also to our true parents. So for me, this is the only way to really build Kingdom of Heaven, becoming the embodiment of the divine principle.
Reverend Baswil, whose life served as a pure offering for the nation of the Philippines, is guiding us from the spirit world. With gratitude and sincere devotion, we can really make Hundok a living tradition in our nation and make God and true parents truly happy.